Hello everyone and welcome to Channel McFae, where manifestations come fast and easy. My name is Nanye Ojibe, but you can go ahead and call me Ye. Now, if this is your first time tuning into this channel, please make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe as we, you and me, take this journey to raise our consciousness by bettering our lives and achieving all of our goals through law of attraction principles and self-discipline. Now today in this video, and I hope I'm not going to be rambling, I want to talk about more of the law of attraction, spirituality, religion, and my journey. This is my story time that I wish to share with you all, because if we're going to be taking this journey, I think it's only right that you understand my beliefs and how I got here and what exactly I believe in and what exactly I'm trying to manifest. Well, I am going to manifest with this channel. So I thought that I just take this time to explain and, be vulnerable and transparent and open myself up so I can let you know my beliefs and, exactly how I got started on this higher consciousness, law of attraction, and self-discipline journey. So let's get into it. Okay, so I'm going to explain how I even came to the realization that I need to make this video. I recently went to a networking event and I was, of course, promoting my channel. And this guy was like, okay, so what's your religious belief? Because I believe he was a religious person. I then explained that I have a Baptist, I grew up Baptist, family, foundation, but I'm more so like into Christianity. And he's like, okay, well, how can you be a Christian, but you're speaking on law of attraction principles? And I was like, excuse me, sir, actually, the law of attraction strengthened my relationship with Christianity. And that's true, and I'll explain. Now, growing up, I always, since I can remember, felt that there was something bigger. It's a higher being and higher power. I just didn't know the words to articulate really the feelings I was feeling, how to really explain what lived inside of me, the spirit. I would always hear, God lives inside of us and all those things. And I remember when I first heard God lives inside of us, I was like, so what does that mean? And they were like, oh no, God lives in your heart. I'm like, okay, so there's this little person living in my heart? I don't understand. I remember having all those thoughts because I went to a Christian school up until, I think it was only in first grade. I went there preschool, kindergarten, and first grade. It was like a Christian academy. And they would instill all of these sayings and scriptures, affirmations. I later learned, basically, that's what it is. But they would tell us all these things. And I get it, I'm listening, but I don't understand it. I remember when The Prince of Egypt came out on Disney, oh my gosh, that movie was a bomb. The story of Moses and, the burning bush and, the When You Believe song with Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey. I was probably 8 years old, but that movie had me praising something I didn't even know really what I was praising. I was praising God, whatever God was at the time. I didn't really have an understanding of him, but I knew he was, omniscient, the all-knowing. But Prince of Egypt even brought me closer. I remember I cried watching a Prince of Egypt, and I'm 8. Why am I crying? I didn't know, but I just had an overwhelming feeling of just love and greatness. And then I remember I used to love watching spiritual kind of different thinking television shows. So Weird was my favorite growing up. That was on Disney. It's actually on Disney Plus. I'm having little memories as I'm watching it now. Also Charmed. Charmed was a good show. It was mostly about witches, but I still took some things from it that, resonated with me. Remember there was one episode where it was he had to wear a charm, and if he wore this charm, he's going to be protected. The angels are watching over him. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's it. I believe in that. I then adopted that way of thinking with my cross, and I used to always wear my cross on my neck, and it's oh my gosh, if I wear this cross, I have a shield around me, I'm protected, no one can harm me, and if anything does happen to me, I know it's God's will. I still believe that. As soon as I turned 18, I went ahead and got this tattooed on me, and it basically means that I am protected at all times, has a little cross, and it says I'm protected at all times, but it has cracks in it because we are of the world. We live in this world, and there are things that are going to try to break us. There are things that are going to try to turn us, to switch our faith. But then it also shines because, you know, if you do follow God, if you have faith, you will prevail. These are thoughts I had when I was 18, and I immediately got it tatted, and I, you know, always felt like I'm good. And if anything were to happen to me, then it's God's will. Fast forward to 2013, I'm now like 24, and I discovered the movie The Secret. And when I watched the movie The Secret, I was like, oh snap! That's what I've been saying this whole time. Like, that's what it is. That's right. We are powerful. It's in our mind. It's in our thoughts. We're energy beings. We create our world. You know, it was just everything that I believed in. So I watched The Secret. I then studied the law of attraction. I stumbled upon the book called The Game of Life and How You Play It. There's a chapter in there where she basically explains that you can read the Bible and replace everything that says the Lord in the Bible and replace it with the law, and the sentence like still makes sense. It still reigns true. So it basically just comes down to your faith, your belief. So when I saw The Secret and I related it to the Bible and Christianity, now going back to the saying God lives inside of me. Yes, because I am basically spirit. I'm the energy. That is the source. I am basically the source. The source lives within me. I am the energy. Everything just went like 360. Everything made so much sense. So breaking down my belief even more, I believe that we are God. We are made in His image. We are His children. I believe there is only God. I don't believe in other gods. Even with Jesus Christ, I do believe in Jesus Christ to the point where I believe that He was like half God and half man. Like so meaning like that's why He could probably walk on water, and why He changed water to wine is because He does have, you know, what man does not have. We are not able to do those things scientifically. You know, I haven't been shown that we can do those things, but there are some crazy facts of things that the human body and mind can do. So I believe that his mindset, like his belief that He was God, was so strong, no one could shake it, that He could actually do God's work. I believe all humans can also do God's work. We're supposed to be doing God's work. That's why we are created. We are spirits. We are spirits that are now just living in this body. But if we truly believe in something, we can manifest. We manifest every day because that's how powerful we are. But we can design our manifestations. We can design our life. We can have heaven on earth. That is the whole point of being a human. You know, we knew that when we were born. We knew that life can be juicy, like it could be great. And that's why we decided to be born, because we knew of all the greatness and abundance that comes with this life. But somehow, you know, we got hooked onto the negativity, you know, where we lessened our strength, our connection to the source, and we're now into other things. And now it's like people killing each other and kids starving. So when I always hear like, oh my goodness, well, if there's a God, why are there starving children? Why are people being murdered? And it's like, well, you know that. If you know that there are starving children, what are you doing? It's not what is God doing, because God doesn't live in a sky. He's not above us, or there's like no hell. I don't believe in hell either. There's nothing below us. It's within us. So if you believe that it's an issue with children not eating and that they're starving, then what are you doing about it? Because you are God. And let me go back a little bit when I say that I don't believe in a hell. I don't necessarily believe in a devil either. I feel like that is just an absence of God. There's no darkness. We don't create darkness. We don't try hard to make things dark. All we do is take away the light. We slowly take away the light. And when we take away the light, that equals darkness. So let's say like God is the light. So when we take away God from a situation, then yes, we're going to create the complete opposite of Him, which is the devil. But even when people are killers, you know, they're molesters, you know, they say you have to pray for them, because we don't know what is in their mind, what they're truly believing. But I always think of, when people do grow up to be evil or just wicked, went through crazy traumas or done heinous things. They were once a baby. They were once 2 years old with nothing but life and joy within them. But something had happened to them, and which made them believe that what they did was okay. That's why when those people go through that, it's like those are the ones you have to love most, even though it is so hard. That is, God is powerful, and us as human beings, that's a stage. That's a whole level of even getting there. Not all of us are there. I'm personally not there. But I do believe that's a goal to get to. But I believe when we do those things, all we have to do is forgive. Forgive ourselves, forgive the situation, and God will come back to you and love you. Well, you have to face the consequences because there's consequences with everything that we do. That's just how the world works. So what goes up must come down. It's not going to be like positive, but the fact that, you're going to have the strength, you're going to have the sound mind, and we know what's right and wrong. We were born with a conscience. We know something doesn't feel right and something does feel right. Like, innately know not to go and harm your mother or harm your father. So I believe when we forgive, we automatically go back to our father. Like, I don't have any children, but I have a nephew, and I'm sure if you have children, you know that there's nothing that your child can do, to make you hate him or to make you turn your back on them. If you're really sound, if you're right in your mind, because there are some crazy stories, but your child can probably mess up your whole house, and then he goes out and plays and he gets hurt. You're not gonna be like, I'm worried about him. Like, he just messed up my whole house. He can go get hurt. He can do all of that. No, you're going to stop everything and run to him, run to his rescue. You're going to try to save him. You're going to be there for him. That's how God sees us. There's nothing we can do. We can do probably crazy things, but as long as we forgive, if we forgive and surrender to him and let him know that he is God, he is our creator, then he loves you. Right? Like, he never stops loving you, but the love to you are now available. You have now opened up. You before closed it, but you have now opened up to his glory. So I believe forgiveness is key when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to religion, when it just comes to everything. Forgiveness is key, surrendering, and having a good mindset. Having your mindset on point. That's why Christianity really strengthened my relationship with the law of attraction. But I do believe that law of attraction mostly talks about, just think well, and then you could sit here and your life is wonderful. No, we have to put in the work where, stories of the Bible are helpful. There are stories where people are thinking and doing the journey, and it takes years, or they go through a traumatic issue, and it's in that time, it looks bad. It doesn't look like there's any hope. But in the next couple years, months, days, you're going to look back at that incident and be like, this had to happen in order for me to get here. Whenever I'm going through a hard time or traumatic time, I always have faith, to keep going. And I always think about when Jesus was killed, when he was hung up on the cross and he died that day. I always think about how people felt that night, how people felt that Saturday. And it's just, they were just probably so hurt. Their King Jesus has been murdered. But then on Sunday, it was the biggest celebration. It's Easter, it's Resurrection Day. It's the day that he rose, and that was the most joyful moment they could have ever experienced. But they could not have experienced that feeling, that faith, that belief if Jesus didn't pass. So I gotta keep going because it's hopeful. There's faith. There's a story at the end of this. You just have to stay strong. A lot of things which was tricky with Christianity is that when people listen to it and read it, I feel like they praise an entity that's outside of them. Like, we praise Jesus Christ, but we're giving our power to him, when it's like we are just like Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was half God though, but we are made in God's image. We are his child. Jesus was like an example for us to follow. So everything that I believe he is doing, that's how you should be acting. That's how you should be feeling. That's how strong your faith should be. Also look at Bible scriptures as nothing more than just powerful affirmations. Basically, it just helps your mindset and helps your spirit to stay strong and keep going. Favorite of mine is 2 Timothy 1 verse 7, and it says, God did not give you the spirit of fear. He gave you a spirit of power, of love, and of a sound mind. That is nothing more than just a powerful affirmation. When I hear those things, it takes me back to the law of attraction and my mindset and my belief. And I believe those things, then I act like those things. That would then raise my vibration. So I see law of attraction and Christianity, or just any religion, if it's Catholic, the Jews, Muslims, oh my gosh, with Allah, I believe all of that ties. They all worship one God, and I believe they all tie into law of attraction. So let me know what you think. What are your thoughts and your ideas and your beliefs when it comes to law of attraction and your religion and your spiritual journey, or how it connects to your religious journey, or does it connect at all? As I told, mine connected like very well. When I first heard about law of attraction, it made me run to Christianity. It made me truly a believer in Book of Proverbs, Book of James, Book of Jeremiah. It made me really understand that from a whole different understanding, because I broke it down to me in a more realistic, everyday concept with law of attraction. You know, it really broke down the Bible for me. How our mind works, how our human, how our body works, how we're spirits, how we're energy, how we're the source. Like, they're all saying the same thing in my opinion. But please share. Let me know what you think. I love this topic. I'm passionate about it. So I would love to hear your stories and just what you think. So thank you all for listening to my story. I tried not to make it too long, even though I felt like I did. And hopefully you can understand what I'm saying, and hopefully it can resonate with you and maybe connect you to your spiritual or your religious, connection even more. Hopefully it can deepen it and, have some aha moments, like, oh, I didn't think about it like that. Because when I went to church and listened to those sermons, I wasn't really thinking about it like that. But when I broke down the law of attraction, it actually broke down religion a little bit more. So I hope this video was able to do something similar with you and, again, get that mindset right. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed sharing. Thank you for allowing me to open up. I love you. I love this process. Please go ahead and again, like and subscribe if you haven't. And if so, I will see you next week. Bye. Mwah.